But let us assume, since the Bible lays it out as the normal pattern of life, that each of you who as yet is not married is planning on being married. And therefore you're going to be faced with crucial decisions as you go forward. So often I listen to young people tell me, well, I know that once we're married, we'll be able to take care of that, whatever that is. When I know that he's got a little problem there, or I know she's a little difficult there, but we will be able to sort that out. Listen, most people on their dating relationships are on their best behavior. You have to be very, very careful. You need to see what he is like in the way that he treats his mother and speaks to her, and whether he looks into her eyes when she asks him a question. You need to see the way in which she brushes her hair from her forehead when her father asks her a question across the dining room table. And so the more significant questions don't have to do with shape and size and structure, but we need to be asking questions like, do I enjoy having a conversation with her? Does he or she have a growing interest in spiritual things? Or do I get the impression that they're simply saying that because they know that it is important to me? My young friends tonight, listen, these questions get to issues that are enduring. Age takes its toll on all of us. Physical beauty is passing. To invest in a person as simply a physical package is to set ourselves up for a dreadful fall, because the package will begin to sag and will begin to droop over time. There is only so much you can do to keep it all up where it needs to be. And some of us never ever had it up where it needs to be in the first place. And so we are of all men most miserable. This is just my opinion. And it's really quite a good opinion, as I think you'll agree. What should I look for in a husband? The man should be committed to growing in his relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. Do not take on a fellow as a discipleship project. A husband should be an individual of obvious integrity. If you find him in an employer situation, fudging the issue in his sales calls, telling somebody that he can get the product to them in 2 weeks, when he comes afterwards and tells you that actually he knew that he couldn't get it there for 4 weeks, but he said that because he didn't want to lose the sale. On the day he tells you that, you need to have a long, serious conversation with him. And if he seeks to undergird his deceptiveness with argumentation, you should probably kiss him goodbye. What makes you ever think that if a person would lie to a customer, to a boss, to a teacher, to a parent, he wouldn't also lie to his wife? You need a husband who is honest to the core. But every girl needs to look for the kind of man who can think for himself, who can weigh options, and who can make good decisions. Everybody makes mistakes. Many times good leadership demands the willingness to acknowledge that I've made a mistake and to turn around and make a second decision. You need to look for a husband who displays the ability to love sacrificially. For example, watch at the end of an evening with friends to see if this character is quick to organize and spearhead the cleanup, or whether he just waits for everybody else to clean up. Observe the way he relates to children and to strangers. A husband should be able to laugh heartily. Humor is a vital element in preventing marital failure. The ability to laugh doesn't mean that he's the class clown or even a joke teller. In fact, he may be hopeless at telling jokes. That may be the funniest part about him. Is he willing to reveal pictures to you of the time when he was less handsome, with his teeth protruding and his ears sticking out? Actually, as you think about it, very similar to what he is right now. When he laughs at the comic misfortunes of others, is he able to laugh without being crude and unkind? Okay, fellas, here we go. What do we look for in a wife? Number 1, tall. 2, thin. 3, no. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. That's terrible. It's obvious. A good wife must have a personal faith and trust in the Lord Jesus. It is the basis for any and all of the other qualities on the list. I can't overstate for you the importance of ensuring that you don't enter into an intimate relationship where one person is a Christian and the other is not. The Bible is clear. Don't get unequally yoked. We need to look for a wife who possesses beauty that is deeper than the skin. It is less important to find a woman whose beauty comes from time spent in front of a beauty parlor than from time spent in the presence of the Lord Jesus. The inside is the key. The outside is the bonus. A woman's intrinsic qualities are revealed by her actions. A girl knows the difference between dressing in a way that is attractive and dressing in a way that is deliberately seductive. So do we men. We're looking for a wife who displays kindness that touches others. Looking for a kindness that touches others. Women don't have the exclusive ownership of the characteristic of kindness, but often they do a much better job in expressing compassion than most men. It would appear, I don't think this devalues, indeed I think it exalts women to say that God has fashioned them to be capable of special tenderness. Men are frequently intent on keep moving, let's get going. Women are far more willing to stop in the cause of compassion. In fact, probably if you think about it, women that have marked our lives have often marked our thinking on account of their tenderness. A wife, like a husband, should have a sense of humor that braves adversity. The ability to laugh will get couples through more than a few rough spots. And if you're looking for a girl that can put up with your strange peculiarities, you better look for one who can laugh as well. Because I've seen you. And you're pretty funny. Chances are you will meet your mate in the next 3 or 4 years. Do not assume that a friendship has to be more than a friendship when it begins. Do you know how many people got married and they weren't even friends? Covenant before God that you will not add to the statistics, but God helping you, you will please Him, whether in singleness or in marriage.